What it is, Wise Take Nation. It's your buddy John here with NFL analyst Brose Bear, bringing you another NFL matchup of the week. Brose, how's it going, dude?
I got this beard kicking. I don't want people trying to think I look like you on purpose. We made a bet last week. I said Crowder would get a touchdown. Not that I owned him, but I figured, hey, it's Indianapolis secondary. They're horrible. He didn't, so the beard starts. So hopefully we get a little bet and I get to shave this thing off this week. But, yeah, man, hey, I'm excited about this week. It's a little different this week. It ain't so easy, but there's a lot of good value. So you do the right homework, and, yeah, you could have a really, really good week. It's going to knock off the jokers this week. The guys that are just not doing their work, they're not going to have such a good week, I don't think.
All right, well, let's dig back into it. I think we got a good matchup here. We're going to go to the City of Brotherly Love with the Philadelphia Eagles, a 7-point favorite, hosting the Andrew Luck Indianapolis Colts. What's your first take on this matchup, Rose?
Hey, first take, the City of Brotherly Love is going to be showing a lot of love to their favorite brother, Carson Wentz. He's back. And just in the nick of time, because Nick Foles, hey, man, he didn't have that magic that he had in the playoffs last year. Like, dude could have looked worse, but I don't know, man. He looked pretty bad. So, and most people aren't going to be on Carson Wentz, and rightfully so. A guy coming back after a major injury, like, that's scary. He's got to knock the rust off. But the dude is mentally prepared. He's been around the team, OTAs, preseason. He's been working alongside him, and this is the perfect week to bring him back. The Colts are horrible on all aspects of defense. Pass rush, 21st. Run stop, 29th. Secondary, 32nd. This is the worst secondary. Maybe the worst one I've ever seen. I pick on the Kansas City Chiefs, but these guys are horrible. Like, I've played in German leagues that these guys couldn't start for. Like, I don't think these corners could start for any other team. Like, they're bad, man. So, yeah, perfect week for Carson Wentz to come back. And this guy's amazing. He came on blowing the scene up last year, and a lot of people don't think of Carson Wentz as a runner. This guy runs with the best of them. I think over 6 games last year, he ran for over 20 yards. Like, he can hustle. He's a backyard ball player. Great price, point per dollar value. He's number 2 on FanDuel. He's the 8th ranked in price on DraftKings. So I like that. And he's got one of the best arms in the game. He's very smart. He likes to run with the RPO, run pass option. Basically, that means he gets up to the line with a couple plays already in his head, and he decides, based on the defensive setup, am I going to run a pass? Am I going to run? And it's something that worked very well for the Eagles last year. And that's why I'm not hesitant to play him this week against these Colts. And hey, with this offensive line, this is the best offensive line in football.
Well, he's going to need those options because he doesn't have much option in the form of a wide receiver. You got Alshon Jeffries out. You got Mike Wallace out. Who's he going to throw that ball to?
These boys be dropping like flies. Like, talk about a Super Bowl hangover. All right, so the big name on the list is Nelson Aguilar. Man, I messed with this guy the last couple of years, kept waiting for him. And what I've noticed this season, he stepped up. The call was made, and he has stepped up, answered it. His hands have looked really good. I mean, he's catching balls, just good, solid hands. So he's filled into that role really nice. He's got one of the best matchups for corner this week. I can't remember the guy's name, Kenny Moore, who's their best corner, and he's not very good. Aguilar's got 4 inches on him, and he's just going to toast him. Aguilar's going to see a ton of targets. 6,600 on FanDuel, which is a very good price on FanDuel. He's going to get a lot of targets. He's going to get the yards. This is a horrible secondary. There's not a lot else to pass to. Now, so who else do we got at receiver? Not much else. Aiken. So Aiken got thrown in last week. I think he had 6 targets, 5 catches. And this is a guy that is min price on FanDuel, 3,500 on DK. I'm not saying put him in your cash games, but I'm not going to be scared to throw him in some lineups. Like, You got to throw to another receiver besides just one guy. And Aiken's done some stuff in Baltimore in the past. And then you got Shelton Gibson. Now, not a lot to say about Shelton Gibson except that he is min price on DraftKings, $3,000, min price on FanDuel. The best thing these two guys got going for them, Aiken and Gibson, is their cornerbacks going against them, Wilson and Harrison, are horrible. I mean, as bad as you could possibly get. Neither of them runs faster than a 4.5 40. I think 4.5 540 is the fastest they run. And they're just horrible corners. Like, they should be on a practice squad somewhere. So, maybe throw Gibson in on a deep GPP. I'm not scared to play Aiken. If you need some value, like, there's a chance he'll get some targets, and you never know. He could blow down deep with this horrible secondary. But Aguilar, not matchup, and he's going to get a ton of targets, man.
Absolutely. And I do remember Gibson being talked about in the preseason, so we'll kind of see if he kind of flexes his muscles. But I also want you to get on one of the league's best tight ends in Carson's lifeline there in Zach Ertz.
Hey, you know how I feel about tight ends. So, and I got no problem getting on Ertz. Look, he's not no value play. He's at the top price-wise on both sites. For very good reason. Both these sites knew to chalk him up in price because he's going to get the red zone targets. There's not much else to go to in the red zone. Remember last year, Ertz was made into a household name during the first 6 weeks. I think it was week 1 and 2. Everybody's like, oh, who's this guy? Who's this guy? And they're like, oh, don't play him again. It was a one-time thing. Before you knew it, Ertz was jacked up to one of the best. And we're going to see these two reunited this week. You can't fail. So you want to throw Ertz in? I can't guarantee a touchdown, but I feel pretty safe saying Ertz will get at least one touchdown. And then Dallas Geodirt, however you say his name. He didn't play last week. They didn't say why, but there were some kind of circumstances that held him out. Coach said they do want to get him involved in the game this week. For obvious reason, there's lack of guys to throw to. Dallas has very good hands. Anybody that played preseason made some money off them. 4K on FanDuel, 2.6 on DraftKings. And I'm not saying start this guy, but if you want to get tricky, save some money, throw him in. The guy can do it, and it wouldn't surprise me to see them run some double tight end sets. It makes sense. It really does.
Yeah. Now, you did mention that Philadelphia has one of the best, if not the best, offensive line in the game. You got Joseph Ajayi out. Who's going to be their bell ringer?
Oh, Clement. Yo, I like this cat. I almost took him last week as a deep GPP flyer, and I was like, no, I don't know if he'll get the touches. He's going to get the touches this week. Okay, multiple reasons I like this guy. Like, I'm so excited. This is one of the main things that got me on this matchup. All right, so let's go over price first. 4-3 on DraftKings.
Wow.
He has the second safest floor, according to projections, on DraftKings. The price is nice. He has a high ceiling as well. Chris Thompson, up against the Colts last week, caught 13 balls out of the backfield. 13 balls. And no reason why Clement can't do the same. We already talked about they're lacking with hands to catch the balls. Clement can do that. And he's going to get almost all the work when it comes to the run game. 5,800 on FanDuel, still an excellent price, good ceiling. And he has one of the highest floor. I think he has the third highest floor on FanDuel, which is really good considering that's only half a PPR. You might, I am not telling you to play him, you might see Josh Adams. This guy was undrafted free agent. He was on their practice squad. He looked pretty good in preseason. I wouldn't go playing him. If you want to get crazy in a donkey, go ahead. But Clement is an amazing play. I will have him in every single cash lineup this week. I'll probably throw him in some GPPs because he does have the floor. And like we said, this is the best offensive line in football, and the Colts flat out suck. 29th at rush defense is where I have them ranked.
Yeah, they should be able to run on him, and he's definitely going to catch that ball in the backfield. So are you thinking about bringing anybody from the Colts side back in this matchup?
Yeah, actually, a guy that stood out to me right away was T.Y. Hilton, and I barely ever play T.Y. Hilton, but it looks like Mills is going to be guarding him. The Eagles secondary is made to look better than they actually are. Their defensive line puts such amazing pressure on that it gives their secondary time to get on their guy, and they're not going to get away because the opposing quarterback has to get rid of it quick. Luck's not going to have a lot of time. But Mills has given up a lot of touchdowns in the past. 2016, he was one of the worst corners at giving up touchdowns. And Mills is primarily going to be on Hilton this week. So I'd bring back Hilton. You can. And, we know that Luck likes to throw to his tight ends. You can play that merry-go-round game with tight end if you want.
Well, maybe we got something sneaky here going on. Do you have anything else you want to add to this, buddy?
Hey, if you guys haven't done it yet, you better push that like button. Come on, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Just do it. You did better last week, better this week. Come on, guys. Free stuff. Make bros happy. I'm a sad man. This is all I got. Look at me, man. Just push the button. Make me happy, please. Hey, also, if you want to throw the defense in, they could have some opportunities to make some plays. Luck's going to have to throw the ball a lot, so I got no problem. Everything's in play in this game, man. So I hope to see you guys in the Slack chat. Push that button.
All right. Well, once again, thanks for joining us, and don't forget to hit that like and share button. And jump all over to wisetake.com and come join the nation. We are a premium DFS content provider. Not only a content provider, we are a community. So when you come over, use promo code NFL Matchup 10 to save 10% off all subscription packages. And once again, for Bros, I'm John. We'll be seeing you guys next week.
Yeah.